Hi, this is Jen, and I'm going to show you how to complete your Noodle Tools assignment for week one. This is for Library 127, as you may have guessed. I'm going to start at the library's homepage at library.lanecc.edu, and then I'm going to hover over the Research Help and Guides menu, and then I'm going to select Noodle Tools. Then I'm going to go to Noodle Tools to get into the software. If I don't have an account, I can't log in yet. I got to register. So it says don't have an account, register. You fill out this form. I am a student, your expected year of graduation, your email address, make up a password, last four digits of your phone number, and your initials. And it'll send you an email address to validate the email address, and it'll have a link to get you back to Noodle Tools. And then it'll ask you to log in. So I'm going to go ahead and log in right now. All right, this is what it looks like when you just get into the software. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new project. And I do that by clicking on the green button in the upper right-hand corner that says New Project. And I enter the project title. So let's do Library 127, Week 1. And then the citation style we're using in the class is MLA. And then we want to use the advanced level. And then submit. And then your project will appear in the middle of the page, and you click on it. And then you're ready to add sources. For this one, we're just going to add one source. You're going to find an internet a website that is something that you like. It could be any website. This is just to practice using Noodle Tools, so you can use any website. So I'm going to click on New Source since I have the source right here. It's a newspaper article. Where is it? You mostly are going to select website here for this assignment, and probably a web page, although I'm using a newspaper, so it's a newspaper online. So I'm going to go ahead and click on newspaper, but many of you will be choosing web page. There's also stuff for video recording if you have a YouTube video recording or something like that. But anyway, I'm just going to do a newspaper since mine's from the New York Times. The first thing is you see that it's a form to fill out. First thing is the URL. So I'm going to copy this and take it over there and paste it in the blank. That didn't work. All right, and the most recent date of access is today, and since I'm looking at it today, so I just click on today. Container website, I'm going to ignore. The author of the article, let's see here, it should be lower down on the page. Elizabeth Vincentelli. So I'll go ahead and put that in there. All right, and then the article title is next. So I'm going to go up to the top of this and copy the article title. Oops, wrong page. Okay, here's the article title. And I don't need an English translation. There's no section or pages since it's online. The name of the newspaper is the New York Times. I don't have to put in the publication city since it's part of the title of the publication. I do need to put in the date, so let's look and see when this was published. All right, October 24th, 2025. So I'll put that in. All right, so I've got it all done. You're going to add an annotation to this, but you can't add an annotation until you save it. So I'm going to click on the Save button in the upper right-hand corner, and there's my article that I just now did. In order to add an annotation, I need to click on it and get back into the item record, and then go down to the bottom of the page and see there's a blank for the annotation. What you're going to do is you're going to put 5 sentences at least on why you chose this website. Uh, you're going to use 5 sentence annotation for every Noodle Tools assignment that you do in this class. So this one's no exception. Let me just put some X's in there to let it save. And there it is. And now you're ready to export the citation into a works cited list. And the way you do that is to click on the Print Export button, which is on the top. It's this little square sheet of paper with the arrow coming out of it. I'm going to click on that, and then we're going to print export to Google Docs. And for this, all sources is fine. So you hit Submit. And then now it's going to ask you to log into your Gmail account, use your student account for this. I'm going to go ahead and put in my password to log into my account. And here it is. And I'm going to change the title of the document up here in the upper left-hand corner to LIB 127 Week 1. Just so I can easily find it later. And down here, next to works cited, I'm just going to hit enter a couple of times and then go up to the top and add my name. I'm going to have to left justify this. Uh, your name. And then again with the left justify. And then you want LIB 127 Week 1. All right. If you find that the URL looks messy like this, you can change it by going to the end of it or somewhere in the middle of it and adding a space. That one didn't work. I'll divide it there. And then here, what you can do is you can remove the link so it looks nice, and then put that in the tab. I'm going to have to remove the link again. And there it is. And then your annotation is going to be below the citation here, and it'll look nice and neat. So the next thing you got to do is you've got to save it as a PDF. So I'm going to go to File and then Download and then PDF. And there it's in my downloads file. I can click on the folder and find it. And then what you want to do is you want to go to step 3 of your instructions. And I'm going to stop it right there. And you're ready to go to step 3.